Hey YouTubers and Lionel train lovers, I show you my number 60 Lionel Rapid Transit streetcar, or as most people call them, trolleys. I believe there's an argument that people have, what's a streetcar and what's a trolley? Well, a trolley has the one truck underneath it. The streetcar usually has two trucks, and it's much larger. And what a lot of people might not realize is this Lionel is a very good model of a Birney safety car that was made between 1910 and 1930. They actually produced 6,000 of them in the United States, and it was designed by a gentleman named Brill. And so you look at this is your entry door, and on the opposite side you'll see exactly the same thing. That's your exit door. Let's pretend it's going this way. So there we go. I don't know if you could see the wire on the top, contact. That's set for going in this direction. And the only real difference that stands out between these models and the real thing are these huge bumpers that allow it to go reverse itself. And you'll even see in the front there's a little tiny window up here, and that is where they would have a roll made out of canvas that named the routes, and the guy would just simply roll it with a crank and have the route on there, and you would know where that trolley was going. And these have always fascinated me, because I grew up in Chico, California, which is about 90 miles north of Sacramento, and we had these running. Before I was born, they took them out. I believe they removed them in 1946. But being a kind of a history nut, I keep a lot of pictures in my file, and here's a picture of two of them in Chico. And what's great, I found out that they were yellow, exactly the same color as the Lionel. And if you look up above, you'll see it says Sacramento Northern, which was part of Western Pacific. So you'll notice this, all this up above is different and than the model. And what I want to show you is I am very lucky that I know two older gentlemen that rode on these and told me all about them. This is from a museum. And in Chico, if you were a kid and you paid your dime to ride the trolley, and you got to the end of the line and it was a nice driver and it wasn't full, he'd let you go back the other way and ride it all day. So when you got to the end of the line, the driver, you see these handles here on the wooden seats? He would flip these seats over so they face the opposite direction. Then he would take his coin box and move it from up front here to what was the rear of the car and lock it up in the rear of the car. And then he would get out of the car and change these connections. And he had a long wooden pole which fit on the other side, and it had a hook on it. And the reason it was wood, of course, is because wood won't carry electricity. It was insulated. He wouldn't get a shock and wouldn't be killed. And so he would take this one. If you can see my little white arrow from my computer, I'll just show you. He'd take this one and move it under this hook here from the other side. Then he would unhook this one, which you can see, maybe see the wire here that goes up to it, and he would carefully take the wooden pole and line it up with the wire and hook it up to the wire to run it in reverse. Then he would get back into the trolley and go the opposite direction. So it was really a great invention, and it was really inexpensive to run. And they ran them in Chico, like I said, until 1946. And too many people had bought cars by then, and they weren't riding the trolleys anymore. And the only reason it lasted until 46 is the Army Air Corps had a base up here full of fighter planes, two-engine fighter planes, and that was to protect the California coastline. Although we're 100 miles from the California coastline, that's with a 300 mile per hour airplane, that's not far away, and that's in case the Japanese invaded. So the guys from the Air Force Base, Army Air Corps Base, would jump on these trolleys on Saturday and Sunday night and come downtown and go to the bars and maybe find a girlfriend and have a good time. But when the Army Air Corps Base closed down and it was back to the municipal airport, these trolleys were taken out. Some of the folks have them in their backyards. I'm going to go back to the Lionel. Some of these folks have them in their backyards. I believe there's 2 of them left in town. A lot of them were scrapped, and there are a few in museums. But you'll notice on Lionel, once again, I'm going to push this. My hand may have been in the way. I'm going to push this bumper, and hopefully you can see there, you can see it. You can see that connector reverse itself. Now that didn't work too good on my reversing track, because my reversing track is back here by the ice cream stand, and I had telephone poles all along there, and I sat this down the wrong way, and it knocked down 2 telephone poles, and I decided the heck of it. I was always catching my sleeves on the telephone poles, so I removed the telephone poles. Let's light this up a little bit. So you can see the lights inside. It wants to go. Now yesterday I was showing you my Lionel 2024, and I didn't notice the camera picks up things that I don't see with my bare eye because of the light in the room. Look at the size of that thumb mark on there. I really needed to, I should have dusted this trade off before I displayed it yesterday. So anyway, I apologize for that, but I think it's kind of funny when I saw the film and went, whew, it's time to clean the trains. But very cool item and very realistic. and part of our history. So anyway, once again, this has been a Big Lizard production. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.